Well, thanks everyone. That was painless, wasn't it? That was easy. Congratulations to each of the 5 successful candidates. Welcome to the City of Canning. I know it's a very proud moment for you all. It'd be remiss of me not to mention a few things. First of all, I wanted to acknowledge sincerely and genuinely the contribution of those councillors that were not successful in this local government round, and they were councillors Graham Barry, Councillor Tim Porter, who served 2 separate terms on this council and was an inaugural member back in 2015, and of course Councillor Yasso Ponaturai. I want to thank them for their contribution and their service to the community during the period on which they served on this council. I also wanted to just acknowledge publicly the courage of people within the community who may not have been, well, they were not successful on this occasion, but they had the courage to step forward and put their hand up to engage in democracy and to nominate as candidates in this election. And there were many of them, many for the first time, and though they were not successful, I very much hope that they enjoyed the experience and we may see them in 2 years' time in the next round of local government elections. So I do thank those candidates. We now move to item 6 on the agenda. They are the reports. The first one at item 6.1 is from the Office of the CEO, being Mr Stephen Kane to my right and your left. The item number is OC006 of 2021. The title of that report being the election of the Deputy Mayor for 2021-2023. The office's recommendation is, of course, that we engage in the election of the Deputy Mayor, and at this stage, and that doesn't require a mover or a seconder from the floor, and at this stage as Mayor I'd like to hand over the meeting at the moment to the CEO so that administration can conduct the ballot. The CEO will act as the returning officer for the ballot and he will guide us through tonight's order of business of electing the City of Canning Deputy Mayor. Mr Stephen Kane.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and councillors. This is an exciting moment in the process of moving on for the new council. So the election of a Deputy Mayor has been detailed in tonight's agenda papers. I'll just take a moment to explain the process we're going to use for all those here tonight to go through the process of election. Candidates for the role of Deputy Mayor are asked to nominate by close of business today, so their names could be affixed on a ballot paper in alphabetical order. Mr Mayor, councillors, at the close of business I have 2 formal nominations, one being for Councillor Ben Kunze, the other one being for Councillor Lindsay Holland. I need to stop and ask the stage whether there are any other candidates who wish to nominate from the floor. Thank you. In the absence of any other nominee, the process would be then to move to a ballot, but before doing so, it's normal to ask each of the candidates to address council and just explain to them why they believe their nomination should be supported. And Mr Mayor, I'd suggest that be allowed for up to 3 minutes. Can I ask then first in alphabetical order, Councillor Holland, whether he would like to make a statement to council?
Thank you, CEO. Yeah, I'm putting my hat in the ring, fellow councillors. I have got some experience in this. I was the Deputy Mayor once before when we set up, when we came back from being under administration, which was a very hard time to be a Deputy Mayor, I can tell you, because everyone was new. There was a lot of work involved. I gave up a lot of my own personal time to do that, which a lot of personal time. I represented the city in Canberra, Sydney, Melbourne, at a lot of the ministers' offices here, at various functions where I had to go to on behalf of the council. I'd also like to say that in my experience throughout my life in where I live in Willetton, that I've had over 25 years of actually community service, which a lot of people, there's not many people can say that. And if you say, well, what did I do? Well, I was 6 years as president of the Burrendar P&C, 7 years as president of the Willetton Childcare Centre, 5 years on the board of the Willetton High School, 3 years as chair, on the board of the Willetton Junior Football Club, on the board of the Willetton Scouts, on the board of the Willetton Baseball Club, assistant coach of basketball, assistant coach of football, coach of, or manager as they call it, on baseball. So I've done the rounds, a lot of the rounds actually. And I'll just finish off with just a slide aside. You have to vote for me because I'm the oldest person here now. So as Ronald Reagan said, I won't play the age card, but my opposition hasn't got the experience that I have. Jokingly. And I wish you well, Ben. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Holland. If we could now hear from Councillor Conza.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. And I've got to say it's quite humbling to sit here and ask for your support to be the next Deputy Mayor of the City of Canning. I'd like to start off by congratulating all of you who were successful over the weekend. To Councillor Sabiri and Councillor Spencer-Teo, to be re-elected in such emphatic style is well-deserved recognition of the work you've done in recent years, and well-deserved. I couldn't be happier for you both. And to our new councillors, Councillor Parkinson, Councillor Singh and Councillor Tuchek, likewise, what wonderful campaigns you ran, and your community has backed you in, and I look forward to working with you for the betterment of the Canning community over the next few years. Over the last 6 years, having served for 6 years on council now, I feel like I've got the experience, the knowledge and the skill set to effectively perform the role of Deputy Mayor. For those that aren't aware, I served for a number of years on Walga in the South East Zone, including 2 years as the Deputy Chair. And so I actually had to chair a number of meetings and get that sort of experience. And so to have to stand up when the Mayor's unavailable to chair the meetings is something I'm extremely comfortable with. I also have a great understanding of our standing orders. So if the Mayor's unavailable, I'll happily take on that role. But also in our community, to represent council, to represent the City of Canning when the Mayor's unavailable events would be something I would cherish, more so than just as a Bannister Ward councillor. I also believe the Deputy Mayor can perform an important function of being another voice to connect you when there's challenges, issues or even opportunities with both the Mayor and the administration. And that's something that I'd love if I was given the role of Deputy Mayor to do, to work with you all. I won't talk too much about myself. I feel for those that have been on council over the last few years that I have shown how much passion and how serious I've taken this role as a City of Canning councillor, and I would do that as the Deputy Mayor. And once again, I'm quite honoured and humbled to sit here asking for your support to be your Deputy Mayor. And likewise, good luck, Lindsay. Thank you, that's all I've got to say.
Thank you, Councillor Conzo. Councillor Holland. The election of the Deputy Mayor is a vote by each member of Council. That vote is taken in secret. You will shortly be given a ballot paper that has 2 names on it. You are required to tick one box and one box only. When you have ticked your box, please come forward and place your ballot in the ballot box to your right. And at that stage, when all the ballots are placed in there, the box will be removed and placed in the centre of the room. At that point of time, the box will be opened and the ballots will be separated into the 2 candidates. There is a requirement under the Act to disclose the number of ballots received for each candidate. In the event of a tied vote, a further special council meeting will need to be held. Again, at this point in time, I'm going to ask each of the staff to hand out the ballot papers, please. And would each councillor just confirm they've got a ballot paper in front of them, knowing we're missing Councillor Sweeney tonight. I can't hear. Okay, I'll just confirm at this stage to show you the box is empty. There are no magician's tricks here and there are no rabbits waiting to be plucked out of it. Thank you, Karen. Okay, if I could ask after you've placed your ballot in just to come forward individually and place it in the box. As all ballots have now been cast, we'll remove the box and we will place it in the centre in order to count the ballots. Thank you, Mayor and Councillors. I have counted the ballots in front of you and in front of the staff and declare that there were 8 ballots received for Councillor Ben Kunze and 2 ballots received for Councillor Lindsay Holland. I therefore declare that Councillor Ben Kunze is elected to the position of Deputy Mayor. Thank you, Mr Mayor. That now concludes the election process.
Thank you, CEO. I'll resume control of the meeting. Very much appreciated. Congratulations to our new Deputy Mayor, Ben Kunze. Can I say that we had 2 very fine candidates there. Thank you, Councillor Holland, for nominating. And I'd also like to acknowledge our former Deputy Mayor, Jessie Jacobs. It's a wonderful accolade to be elected Deputy Mayor of a very major city in the city of Perth. So thank you for your service in the role. Councillor Kunze, as far as formalities go, I'm going to ask you to come up to the stage if you don't mind. I'll get you to sign the declaration. Congratulations. Just let me find the right one. Should have one here for
You haven't handed the wrong form.
Can I invite you just to just fill in your name on the full name on the top line and your residential address on the second line? That's it at this stage. I'll ask you just to raise your right hand and please read the declaration to the meeting.
I, Benjamin Paul Kunze of Estevan Way, Ferndale, having been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor of the City of Canning, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the code of conduct adopted by the City of Canning under section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Thank you. This. As Deputy Mayor Kunza takes his seat, thank you, Deputy Mayor. Everyone, I'd like to declare that is the end of the meeting for tonight. We've concluded our agenda. At item 16, which is confidential reports, there are no confidential reports. And at closure, I'd like to declare the meeting now formally closed at 6. What time have we got it? About 6:39 p.m. We'll make it at 6:39 p.m. I'd like to thank everyone for their attendance, and I'd also like to invite you to stay behind. We have a little bit of a celebration for all of our new councillors, those re-elected, and also the Deputy Mayor, of course. And I invite Council and our guests to come back into the Council chamber. Thanks, everyone.